A3. Two ropes 2 meter and 3 meter long used to stabilize a pole for a volleyball net are anchored to the ground as shown in this figure. Determine the distance from the base of the pole to the point at which the ropes are anchored to the ground. So we need to find the distance from the base of the pole, which is this, to the point where they are anchored, A. So we need to find this distance. And let's say this point is P for us. Okay. Now, we are given that these two angles are x, which are equal, and these lengths are 2 meters and 3 meters respectively. Now, if I consider a point, let's say this point is C. If I consider the triangle ABC, then d over 2 is cos of x, correct? So we have cos of x is equal to d over 2, right? And x plus x is 2s. What is cos of 2x? So we can write cos of 2x is equals to d over 3, right? d over 3. That is cos of 2x. Now, cos of 2x can be written in form of cos x also, right? So we know cos of 2x is actually equal to 2 cos square x minus 1. So that is the value of cos of 2x. That means d over 3 is equal to, so we can write d over 3 here, okay. d over 3 is also equal to 2 of cos square x minus 1, because cos of 2x is 2 cos square x minus 1. Since we know that cos x is d over 2, we can substitute this value here and get equation in the variable d, which we need to find, right? So we get here 2 times d over 2 whole square minus 1, which is 2 times d square over 4 minus 1. Now this can be written as d square over 2 minus 1, and that is d over 3, correct? Now that gives us a quadratic equation in d, right? So we can multiply all these by 6, which is the common denominator, and then solve for d. So let's do that. So I'll just take this equation on the right side and push the paper slightly in. Okay, so let me use another ink. So what we have is here, and what we will do now is we'll times it by 6, both numerator and denominator. So if I do that, then what will I get? 2d equals to 3d square minus 6. So let's rearrange the terms, and then we get 0 equals to 3d square minus 2d minus 6. And using quadratic formula, we can find the answer. So d is equals to minus b, which is 2, plus or minus square root of b square, which is 4, minus 4 times a is 3, c is minus 6, divided by 2 times a, which is 3, right? And let's use calculator to calculate it. So we'll calculate it using positive value here, right? Because the distance has to be positive, right? So we get 1.786. This could be rounded to 1.79 meters. So the distance from anchor to the base of the pole is 1.79 meters, right? So that is the distance. So our answer is that the distance d equals to 1.79 meters, correct?